Today we are back in our cousin Jack's garage with one of the rarest cars you'll ever get to see.
This thing is special.
It is. This is a Singer, and this is a very special Singer. This is the Lonestar Commission.
I can't find anything about this online. Singer is very special. If you are into Porsches, if you have Porsche friends, then you know everybody can get together and they can talk about their GT3s,
or their
talk
GT4
about their turbos,
RS,
their GT4 RS.
their speedsters.
Those are all cool, and those are fantastic. But this is another level. If somebody breaks out, I have a Singer, you're the guy everybody wants to talk to. You don't see many of them.
Right.
And when you do, it is a rare occasion. And this one in particular, not many people have seen at all. It only has 170 miles on it.
170 miles. So let's first talk about what a Singer is. So a Singer is a 911 reimagined.
Yes.
Okay, this is you start with a 964, and then you send it and $1 million off to Singer, and someday you get back a piece of art.
Now, I think somebody will probably correct you because you do not have to have your own 964.
Right.
They have a stock of them, I'm sure.
This is an entertainment channel, and we try to make it interesting. So,
Not factual.
right. So let's talk about some of the details on this incredible car. First with the amazing color.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Old Man Tan. That is the official name of it.
It is not Old Man Tan. This is actually a Singer color they created called Dome Perignon.
Yeah, because everybody can have a sports car, and everybody wants a red one, black one, maybe a gray one, slate like that. But you really don't see many great sports cars in a champagne color, except for older ones, actually. There were plenty of old brown Porsches. Mm-hmm. You know, it was very interesting. This would have been a 70s body style, and so that's where a color like this might be coming in.
You said 70s, but this car actually, the physical, we'll say the donor car, was an 89 to a 94, but when they built this, they did a lot of really retro things. This long hood is like a 1973 911. Then we have Singer's trademark center of the hood fuel cap. Really, when you look at all the details in this car, the front bumper is like a 73 bumper. When you come over here to the side, you also have the oil filler here on the side, just like an early 70s car, even though this started out as a 90s car, right? This is meant to be retro. It's meant to be really special, and it certainly is.
If you look at the finishes here, on a lot of the metal, you've got this satin finish here on the mirror, here on the trim. You've got it on the wheels, on the fuel filler, on the oil cap. All this satin looks really good, but just to make it pop, you got the chrome on the back of the rear view mirror, which I think is a fantastic touch, because the satin goes all the way through. It is on the indicators. You
like the satin metal. I think it's phenomenal. One of the things that I think is most interesting about these cars is that most of the body is actually made of carbon fiber. This isn't still a 964 body.
This is a very light car. I think it's under 2,500 pounds.
Yes. And on top of that, it has a 4.0 motor, but we'll get to that in just a second. Let's look at the inside.
Let's save that, yeah, because the inside, you just open it up first. These doors open up. I mean, this feels like a Bentley. I mean, this is like a bank vault. Now, before we get into this car, there's one piece of this. It's unfortunate there's no smell-o-vision, because the smell of this car is absolutely amazing. If you could bottle it up and sell it, I know a lot of guys would wear this. There are ladies who probably hate it, but this is just the most beautiful new car smell. It's because there's a lot of leather in here,
right?
And of course there's paint in here, and you know there's a lot of freshness in here from the fresh build. But gosh, you could just smell this car, and it smells absolutely awesome.
You bet. Let me talk about some of my favorite parts of the inside here. So you see the woven pattern on the seats here. It carries through the doors and the dash. The floor mats are aluminum. We have painted bodywork here in the back seat, and you know I'm a sucker for a body color console. Radio, heating controls, it's just so well put together, and the satin theme carries through to the speakers, to the seats, even to this beautiful little mirror adjuster here. It's all these little details that just make these cars so incredibly special. So we talked about some things, some of the callbacks that Singer's doing. So this was set 1972 only, and Porsche stopped doing this because plenty of people put gas in there when they were supposed to put their oil in there. And then this, the old pull handles here.
Now, I know Grayson's gonna get a lot of close-ups of this seat here. I just love this leather wicker look to the seats. And the leather is all over the place, even on the seat adjuster. The handle is wrapped in leather. I mean, I just can't describe how beautiful this car looks, just even on the inside. All the body molded paint around here. And I'm gonna jump in here. Now listen, I for sure need a Singer, so I need you to subscribe, and I need you to have all of your friends subscribe as well. Look at the detail on this dash. Perfectly blends this 60s and 70s along with the 80s. This is a work of art here. Just this instrument cluster right here, wipe wash, perfectly symmetrical, great detail here. I remember doing the Z8 review and just sitting behind the wheel of that car. It was like sitting inside of a painting, and this is the same thing. Just the gauges are beautifully laid out. All of the satin finishes right in front of you. Every detail is accounted for in here. A lot of cars are really nice, but some cars are just absolutely perfect, and I think that is a description for this vehicle. So much space in here. You know, with Teslas and a lot of the electronic cars, they don't need as much of the mechanical stuff, and this has just perfectly cleaned it up. Obviously, this is a combustion engine, but it's so clean. I've never been in a car with so much space right here. It just really makes it feel open, and you don't get that in a lot of old cars. They feel very small, very cramped. This one is anything but. There's a lot of space in here for a very little car. The back seats are very funny. I can't imagine how comfortable that would be if anybody could squeeze back there even. But the back seats look for show. I don't know who you would fit in there, but they would be a very small person, petite maybe. The headliner, perforated leather, looks very vintage in here, and the tiny little mirror.
Look at in most of
this
this car is
is
satin,
gorgeous.
But then you've got gloss here.
Yeah.
You've got that. It's those little places. It's just perfect. Just perfect. All right, now to the most important part, the motor. And you can tell this car is ultra light because that's so light. This is, you could eat off of this. And every part of this car is essentially new. I don't even know what they keep from the original car, but look at how amazing this is. Just so well put together. If you look back here, there's quilted leather in the engine compartment. If you notice on these bolts, there's a red mark to let you know that every one of them is torqued to spec. Just incredible. Now the only thing left is to hear what it sounds like. Should we start it up?
And drive it.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? Well, that's what we do on this channel. We
Look,
drive cars.
I'm going to ask Grayson to pan around this whole garage. And the guy who owns all these cars does not want to drive this car because it makes him nervous. I'm in that same boat.
Well, yeah.
He's
Sometimes
not-
it pays not to be nervous.
He's not taking your 996 in exchange for this one. So we'll start it up. Probably not drive it.
Okay, fine. Real quick, want to show you the frunk. Many of you looking at this car, haven't really driven one or operated one, might be wondering, why would you want to drag a fuel filler across the hood of this beautiful car? And the truth is, you don't want to do that. So certainly if you're racing, yeah, you stick it in there. It's a fast way to fill it. But if you're just driving a $1.5 million car, you probably open up the frunk, open up your fuel cap here, fill it up from here, and of course you got this nice overflow bowl here as well. And if you miss that, then you've got this leather you can spill on so you don't mess up the rest of the car. This would be fantastic. The rest of it, the frunk, obviously absolutely beautiful. Do love the quilted leather in here, a little pouch for your tools. You can see the body color on the brace right here. All of these bolts torqued to spec, marked accordingly. And look at all the detail here. Look at the hinges of this hood. I mean, just this piece right here. This is beautiful. I would love to have something this beautiful on my car. Gotta love the Singer bag, keeping the brushed nickel. And here we've got the Singer badge. Singer, this shows it's a 1991 Porsche 911 reimagined by Singer, Los Angeles, California, September 2024.
So the guy who owns the company, his name is Singer, right?
No.
No, okay.
No, Singer is actually a bit of a tribute to Norbert Singer. He was an engineer for Porsche.
That mother scratcher?
Yes, and he was instrumental in Porsche winning the Le Mans from 70 to into the 90s.
Okay.
But nobody at the company is actually named Singer. However,
Okay.
it is owned by a singer. The company is actually owned by Rob Dickinson, singer for the band Catherine Wheel. Or the Catherine Wheel, I suppose. I don't know.
Hence the clever name.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because he's a singer?
He's a singer, and it's a tribute to a Porsche guy named Singer.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, enough of this. Let's start it up and hear it.
Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be great. So so many great details in this car, and it seems like they did not leave anything out during the brainstorming session. But one thing that stuck out really a lot for us is wheels look amazing, but the valve stem cover is just a simple black plastic valve stem cover. Now the valve stem itself is beautiful, looks like gold, but also the lugs are exposed. So this looks very basic, as does this, but with a car like this, I can't imagine this is a detail that they just overlooked. This was intentional. This car is supposed to look a bit like a race car. In a race car, you don't have any room for extra frills, so that wouldn't be uncommon, nor would this. I just thought it was really interesting. When you look at this, it seems really cheap on the surface, but when you look a little bit deeper, there's an intention to the whole thing, and it's all part of the art.
What an amazing car. Thanks to Jack for calling us over to see it, and thanks for the owner for letting us take a deep dive on it.
Yeah, and if enough people watch this, I might actually get to drive it next time. So please subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know what your favorite feature of this Singer is.
And if you think your car is cooler and want us to do a video on it, drop that line too. Thanks for watching.